Hi, I'm Malcolm Roberts and I'm with Graeme Campbell, who's the One Nation candidate for the state seat of Glasshouse in the coming election. Graeme, can you tell us something about yourself, background?
Yeah, thanks, Malcolm. I grew up on a dairy farm in northern New South Wales before moving to Sydney for my education and further education. After I finished college, I became a teacher in Sydney and taught at multicultural and disadvantaged schools before moving to Queensland in the early 80s to start my own business, which was a fish and chip shop. After that, I became a police officer. I was a police officer for 18 years and policed right across the state and got to meet a lot of interesting people. Following that, I became a miner. And following that, I became a public servant in Brisbane.
And then you went on to your own small business?
Yeah, look, my wife and I have had our own small businesses for the last 12 years. We've been helping small to medium business owners within Australia and also internationally. We actually lived in Vietnam for quite some time and we were responsible for Southeast Asia business owners.
So you've been in a variety of businesses, you've helped a lot of people, you've had to listen as a policeman, you've had to listen as a business consultant, and you've dealt with a wide variety of people. So and on top of that, you're an everyday Aussie.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm just an everyday Australian and I've got a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. And as well as being a good listener, Malcolm, we had to be really good communicators. So that's where I think I have some strength as well.
So why One Nation, Graeme?
Look, One Nation is the only party that listens to the Australian people. One Nation has got a common goal, and that's all about the Australian people. And the main reasons that I love One Nation is because Australian people are sick and tired of seeing our country sold off. They're sick and tired of seeing our water go to foreign interests, our infrastructure go to foreign interests, and our agriculture go to foreign interests.
And I think a lot of people, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people are tired of our values being eroded.
Absolutely. Look, morals and principles are really important to me, particularly being a police officer for so long, and it breaks my heart to see what's happening in society. So One Nation upholds those great values that we grew up.
And that's why I'm very proud to be a One Nation Member of Parliament. So what are the issues in your electorate right now?
In our electorate, we have a youth train. Once kids finish school, then what? So we need to look at opportunity for those kids, rather than move to the cities or the regional towns, stay within the area. How do we do that? Well, let's look at all the small and medium businesses within the electorate that we can help grow to employ more people.
And what about power prices and cost of living?
Too expensive. That's what I'm hearing throughout the electorate.
Right across the state we're hearing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, as a business owner myself, I understand that these issues do impact on the success or otherwise of your business.
And what I like about One Nation is we've got policies that are addressing the issues that everyday Australians are facing right around this state. And what are some of the other issues? Any crime issues, law and order? Not so much in Glasshouse?
Not so much in Glasshouse, but what I would say, I don't think staffing levels are right. They don't have the staffing levels right within the electorate. I think that needs to be addressed, and we need to have police actually living in the community. In some of those stations, none of those police actually live there, so when there's issues, they have to travel into the area, and I think that's something that we should be looking at.
So get behind Graeme in the coming election and really help us to put another fine everyday Aussie into state parliament to fix the mess that this Liberal-Labor duopoly has created with our state. We've got to stop the slide and get us back to being up in the top.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Thanks, Graeme. Good to meet you.